absolutely fantastic to see you this morning, and especially this morning because we've just had the vote in Australia in favour of gay marriage. Now, this needs to be enshrined in law if it's going to make a difference in Australia. But I think it might strike some people that it's taken a long time for Australia to catch up.
It did, because Australia was one of the forefront countries in really gay rights and gay open the Mardi Gras. And I mean, they know how to party, don't they? Especially the gay boys. But yeah, so Australia was really on the forefront, very gay-friendly country. But as far as the legal stuff is concerned and gay marriage, only now, this very expensive referendum, I think cost like 120 million Aussie dollars, etc. But it was passed, I think, like 62 to 38, 63% something.
Big win.
And
big overwhelming.
You got married quite recently. I mean, what difference does this make?
I tell you, it was big. Julia and I we've been together for almost 10 years now, and we got married after 7 years, 3 years ago. And it really made a difference for me and for the kids. The kids, we have 2 girls, and I think they felt like, you know, we are a family. You can't talk about us in any way because we are protected. And I really felt like you can't mess with my family now. You know, it really is. There's over like 1,100 laws that automatically go into effect when you get married that protect the family.
1,100?
Over 1,100. Maybe it's even more.
Wow.
And so now the Republicans have been trying to take away some laws, and it's still illegal, or it's still legal to fire people for being gay in 29 states.
Wow.
Well, what do you say, Martina, to those who have religious beliefs and they take them seriously and they're genuinely committed to their religion, and they feel uncomfortable about the way that same-sex marriage is going? It's that in particular. They feel that marriage is sacrosanct between a man and woman as dictated by the Bible. When you've had that argument, as I'm sure you've had many times, what do you say to them?
Well, you're uncomfortable. That's your uncomfortableness. My uncomfortableness is my protection. And by the way, you don't need to get gay married, and we're not getting married in your church. I mean, it's up to each church, up to each denomination to decide, and ultimately it's up to us. Whether my partner... Really, it's about equipment, isn't it? At the end of the day, whether my partner is a man or woman, whether there is a male accoutrements or not, really doesn't affect anybody but me and my partner. So.
You were one of the first athletes in the world, really, to come out as openly gay. And it was a huge thing at the time. Well,
yes, it was, and I really couldn't come out until I got my U.S. citizenship, because it was a disqualifier at the time. I mean, had been denied my U.S. citizenship. I was stateless after defecting from the Czech Republic back in '75. So '81, I got my citizenship, and then I came out, and I was really the only athlete that came out at the height, or really that's when I started winning. And maybe some of it was because I felt free to be. I didn't have to pretend or say or not speak about who I was. And maybe because of that, I actually became a better tennis player. But most of all, the freedom that comes with that.
Right.
You know, nobody, I mean, I wasn't in the closet, but I really couldn't come out.
Describe that, for those who don't really get that. Describe the moment when you go, this is me.
Well, for me, it wasn't that big a deal, but I think for many people, it just takes so much energy out of you. And I have not heard of one person that said, I want to go back in the closet, or I wish I had come out later. Only people say, I wish I had come out sooner, because it's just such a burden to carry. For me, it wasn't that, but for many, it's been, and for decades, and it just saps your energy.
Yeah. So 1981, a really key year for you, US citizenship. You have been very outspoken about Donald Trump, and that's been one of the bones of contention between you and Piers. What do you feel about the US president and what's happening in the States?
You know, all you have to do is look at his tweets, and you know, that's how he speaks and that's how he feels. That's really who he is. But I'd rather talk about what we agree about, which is gun control. We do agree on that. We do agree that we need to have guns.
Neither of us would vote for him, and I don't agree with many of his policies. I simply say to people, although he tweets like he does and his rhetoric is very inflammatory, actually what he actually does is not as monstrous. And I think half the problem with Trump is that he likes winding liberals up. I do think he does.
No, he likes winding anybody up.
Yeah.
But really the only person that he hasn't said anything bad about is Putin. Go figure. Yeah.